everybody. So today is Monday. That means it's time for family movie night, and today is Memorial Day, and so I thought it would be nice for my family movie night suggestion to talk about a movie that is a war movie that would be appropriate for a family. Most of the war movies are rated R, and probably appropriately so, because we're dealing with war here. So it's going to, if it's going to be an accurately portrayed film, it's going to be somewhat gruesome. And I feel like, for me at least, that is one area where I almost always will see an R-rated movie if it is battle violence, because I just feel like it is more true to the way it really is, and it's not doing it hopefully for gratuitous reasons. It's hopefully part of learning about this experience of these soldiers. So I've committed that I'm going to keep this PG-13 or lower. And so I try to think of a very high quality movie about war that we could talk about on Memorial Day. And the one that I finally settled on is Steven Spielberg's movie War Horse. And this is kind of, I would say, a forgotten Steven Spielberg movie. It was nominated for Best Picture at the time. It's a really solid film from him, and it should not be forgotten. It is based on the Broadway play, where I guess it's really well known, the Broadway play, because it's kind of like The Lion King on Broadway. The horse is done through these kind of paper puppet kind of thing. It's supposed to be pretty brilliant. And I guess Steven Spielberg saw it with his wife and was blown away, decided to make the movie based on War Horse. And it's kind of a World War I version of Black Beauty. It starts out being focused on this boy named Albert, who is played by Jeremy Irvine. And he is actually there for the birth of this horse named Joey, and he is sort of a wild horse, and he ends up kind of being its main trainer, and his father ends up kind of outbidding the landlord of the area and buying this kind of wild horse. And so he kind of makes up his mind that he's going to train this horse, and his father is actually going to end up selling the horse because he needs to plow this particular area of farm, and the horse just won't listen. It won't work. So Albert works with Joey the horse to get him to plow. Well, they have all different kinds of struggles, and it finally gets up to the point of World War I. And Tom Hiddleston plays a captain who purchases Joey the horse from Albert's father, and of course Albert is devastated, and he ties this like ribbon onto Joey, and Tom Hiddleston, the captain, promises that he will take good care of the horse. Through a number of different, it goes to battle in World War I. A major played by Benedict Cumberbatch briefly in this battles, in this when it's owned by the Tom Hiddleston character, and then it ends up kind of getting transferred over to this German named Gunther, who kind of starts to take care of Joey. And then there's a little girl named Emily, a French girl, who ends up having the horse for a period of time. And then there's a point where it is on battle, and Joey gets stuck in a barbed wire, and it's a very, very emotional scene. And I won't tell anything else, but you kind of get a feel for the war. It can be very intense, you're very emotional, but through the journey of the life of this horse. And it does get emotional. It will be hard, but I feel like it never holds that emotion that long. And so for kids, I think they'll be able to stomach it and learn something from it. This is not a conflict that kids know a lot about, so I think it could be actually quite helpful for them. It's just one of those sort of like epic old-fashioned movies, describing an entire life through this horse, and not just one life, like multiple lives. And you see the effect of war and the effect of the relationships in these people's lives and the relationship to this animal. and it's just really, really a nice little movie, and it's moving, and it's emotional, and it's exciting, and it's sad. It's all of those things all together, and it has gorgeous cinematography from longtime Steven Spielberg collaborator Janusz Kaminski. And looks so pretty, the whole movie. Of course, it has great John Williams music. It's just a really, really enjoyable film that I don't think enough people have seen. And I definitely think there's nothing in there that's too traumatizing, that's too graphic or violent, I don't think, for a kid. If somebody is super attached to horses, they might find it a little bit upsetting, some of the scenes, seeing like the horse and the barbed wire and some other stuff like that. But I don't think that it will be too traumatic for a kid. I don't. And all of the acting is superb. A lot of it is people that I don't know that well. Of course, we know Tom Hiddleston, we know Benedict Cumberbatch very well, but the rest of the actors aren't that familiar to me, but I think they all do a really wonderful job. And I just thought it just felt very old-fashioned to me. And it's even though it's not our armed service people, that it's set in Ireland and England and Great Britain or whatever, and in Germany and France and all over, it's still, I think, a very good choice for Memorial Day. Talk about some of the sacrifices that people have made for our freedoms all over the world. And so I think it would be a really good one for you to watch with your family. And seeing War Horse, what did you think of it? Did you like it? And if you do get to watch it, let me know what you think. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.